Okay. How are we doing today? How are we doing? Say hi if you come on. Say hi. Comment hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Alrighty? Alrighty. How is everyone doing today? How are y'all doing? Okay, there is the Cash App. I will put the Cash App and everything on the YouTube when it's all done. Give me a second, YouTube. Okay. So let's see. Alright, there's the Amazon wish list Facebook. There we go. And my subscribe comment, because sometimes it pins the subscribe comment about subscribing to me, and you know, we'll be having lives and giveaways and so much more. Whatever I made up that little thing. So it'll be pinned. Sometimes the star comment is pinned instead, but they'll both end up in the comments. So, but I'm going to go ahead and pin the Cash App. Okay? Sorry I'm late. I know I said 3 o'clock. Okay, so let's turn this just a little so you can see the pan. Okay, here's the pan. I'm doing 1 pound ground beef, so I'm using the smaller pan because it's going to be Tostados. We're having Tostados. So I'm going to cook the ground beef. If you want, you can add a little bit of onions in there, however much you want. That's up to you. And then once you're done, it's done cooking, and you drain the fat, add your seasonings, because they're better to add after you drain the fat, because if you do it at the beginning, which I used to always do, the seasoning will go into the fat when you drain it, and then, you know, you won't have that much seasoning on your ground beef. So you can, you know, season it with whatever you want, okay? And then we're going to put taco seasoning, okay? 3 tablespoons per pound. So if it's only 1 pound, 3, okay? I don't know how many tostadas they were making when I saw the recipe. Well, it wasn't quite a recipe. Well, kind of, but it was more like a picture, but I really don't need it. I think they did add a little bit of onions. I think they did. Well, I add just a little bit, okay? And I'll season it with garlic and onion powder, black pepper, and sea salt, the mixture. Okay? So I don't have to pull it all out separate. Okay, that's about it, because then it'll get this, okay? All right, so we got that. And then this I'll be heating in the microwave. The refried beans to put at the bottom. This is my favorite. I don't like canned too much anymore. Isadora. 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 So basically there's no measurements. You can use whatever seasonings you want for your ground beef. Okay? And to your liking, it's just 3 tablespoons per pack. So every pack, if you have this, for every pack that you're going to use 3 tablespoons. And it's 1 pack per pound, okay? I'm using this, and I'm just going to season it to my liking. And you season to your liking with whatever seasonings you use. Okay? And just get a can. If you only do, like I got 12. I didn't get the big bag. You know that tall bag with the Tostados? I forgot about it. So I got this from the taco aisle right here. Tostados. Okay, there's 12 in there. So there's 3 of us, there should be 4 apiece. Okay, so I'm going to just put that on top. See the picture? It'd be like, I'm going to put that on top. I may add a can of corn. Or a can of black beans. Both, maybe. I don't know. I don't know yet. But, tomatoes. It shows cheese on top, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cheese and I'm going to put it right on top of the ground beef. So if the ground beef is still warm, it can kind of melt onto the ground beef. Like you do when you do tacos, you put it right onto the ground beef. Yeah. So. Let me get the onion. The cheese. Okay, so I've got the cheese, and I bought these at Sam's today. Pretzel bites, soft pretzel bites. King's Hawaiian sweet, yeah. So there's that. I got the refried beans and seasonings, the Tostados. I got the shredded lettuce, and I'm going to put a little bit of onion in there, and I've got my tomatoes. So once I get the ground beef all started, I'm going to pull out the cutting board so I can, this cutting board, that's for the ground beef. Hold on, is this one? Okay, got it right. All right. Alrighty, so here's my ground beef. What I didn't do is I didn't take the foil off, because when I wrap it in plastic, then foil. So when you don't take the foil off, it keeps it frozen a lot longer. So trying to break it up. Like if it's a 2-pounder, sometimes I'll put it on the meat cutting board and I'll if it's like too frozen for me to break up, but this is easy to break up, but you can still feel the frozenness. But and I'll cut it into strips like that, and then I'll cut it like this into little cubes, and it does cook faster and like normal. They got an excuse?
They're coming Monday.
For what?
They're gonna put the window in and do the floors. So they say.
Yeah.
For the
If you see anything that you want that should be opened or you're curious about, go ahead. Other than that, just leave it on the table and I will get it after I. There was like 1 or 2 in there for Alvin, so check that out.
more than that.
Well, can you pick it out and give it to him? So guys, here we go. Alrighty. I got it all broken up. Okay, so let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, then we'll get started. Alvin?
That's right.
Oh, okay. Just put it on the table over there when he comes back in. Alrighty. That's all, Alvin? He says he don't get a lot of mail. Okay, guys. Alright, here we go. I'm putting a little bit of onion, not much. That's about it. These long pieces. Okay, that's it. Now, the refried beans. Sorry guys, just right in my thing. There's some stuff in it. I'm washing my dog's rubber balls from when they went outside. But anyways, the refried beans will go on me and my husband's. My son does not like refried beans. Nope, he does not. I don't like pinto beans at all. I don't like them at all. But I'll eat refried beans. Can you get that? That's kind of crazy, right? I won't eat refried beans, but I'll eat pinto. But I won't eat pinto beans, but I'll eat refried beans. I don't know why. That's crazy. I know. Okay, let's get this on. Turn the light on. If this light starts flickering, it's because it's been having problems.
Yeah, or it's Houston or Texas.
Go over there. Thomas has a bunch of mail for you.
But all right, I'll talk to you later. You staying out here? Look at all this you can do. I never put a board together. Oh, this is all from the hospital. Oh, this one. It's all the same shit.
Let me see you.
It's all from the hospital and
Alright. So I'm going to use this. I'm not
and,
going to use the smasher because I don't feel like
and
it.
United Healthcare. All of that's from United Healthcare and shit.
Okay, what I want you to do. This is.
I'm not about to open every single one. I know what it's gonna say.
See what
It's
this.
gonna talk about how much I owe them, and that's
See
it.
what that says.
You know that, right?
Right. With this, I want to see how much you owe. Some of them are thick.
It's 200.
This, see if there's a number to call. Give them the insurance ID from January and February. That way, that can be covered.
Or,
What does the health market say?
this is talking about a 1095A.
Oh, they finally sent you yours from last year?
I don't need it though. I've been filed.
Okay, so you can tear it up and throw it away.
I don't like onions.
And just open one of each. I said one of each.
know what
didn't
they're gonna
all of
say.
them. Well, why would they send you more than one?
When's the last time you checked the mail?
Forever.
That's why.
They're coming Monday to fix the window and the floor, they say.
Oh, I know, Lee.
They say. They've said that many times. We'll come in this. We'll send somebody there today.
Yeah, it's just talking about how much I owe them.
Just
That's it.
how much does it say you owe them?
1,000.
No, for real. Huh? Is that the hospital?
I guess, yeah.
Why don't you call the number and put in your insurance that you had in January or February?
I didn't go to the hospital in January and February, did
You
I?
went February. Okay. And then you still probably have a small bill, but because you got to pay a part of it, but you won't have that high bill.
Amount billed, plan discount, and your plan paid.
All right, guys, just cooking this up, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm going to strain all the fat out before I put the seasoning in. Oh, it's just, oh, I know what that is. That's probably the, I don't know, just keep it. Yeah, we haven't checked the mail in a
My
while.
ankle still hurts, Mom. You know that?
What?
My ankle still hurts.
You can always wrap it. I mean, can you, you've been walking normal, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, guys. Jazzy got you down on the ground once. Jazzy finally got Thomas down on the ground once. On the way back.
Oh, damn. Yeah, it's 'cause you came over there with Brownie, and I didn't notice him, so she fucking darted around my leg.
I know. But Brownie and Jazzy are not like that when we go during the day. It's only at night.
Yeah, she's fine with me when I walk her at night.
I know, if she's by herself, she is. But I'm saying during the day, they can walk side by side and they're fine. It's just at night. Sorry, guys. I know. Like the youngest one, Jazzy, she's fine in the, if you walk her during the day. With my older dog, they just walk. But at night, when we walk them about 10:30, 11, she jumps around and goes crazy at night. My dog Jazzy. Now, if she's by herself, she'll just walk. But if Brownie, my older dog, comes by, because I walk Brownie and my son walks Jazzy, or my husband does when he's off, but because he works night shifts. But anyways, Jazzy will start running around circles and trying to jump on Brownie, and then Brownie, got to defend herself, so she's jumping back at Jazzy, and when she's jumping back, she's pulling and everything, and they're going so fast at each other that, I'm afraid I'm going to fall down, but that's what happens. I don't know why Jazzy is like that. Now, my dog Brownie, if Jazzy was calm, Brownie would be calm too. She's not. She doesn't get all hyped up like that. Only when Jazzy starts jumping on her. Because, you're not going to let nobody jump on you and not come back, So, so yeah. That's why. So that's why my son takes Jazzy out, and then I take Brownie out afterwards. Because they go the same direction, because that's the best place for them to go. That's where they go potty, and that's the best place. Because there's a place on, like if we go out our door to the right, to the sides of the building, but they don't always go there, and that's a small area, so we don't go there too often. In other areas, there's not much. So between two apartments and down by the playground area is where the best is. So that's why. And me and my husband, we usually walk them at the same time, but we try to keep them a certain amount apart. But Jazzy tries to still run up on Brownie and everything. So we might have to go different directions or different, one after the other. So I don't know what this nighttime thing is. Anybody that gets on here, anybody else have problems with their dogs that act up only a certain time of day outside, but any other time they're fine? All right, let's see. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? How are you doing? Good afternoon to you, too. Hello, Felix. I'm just going to say Felix. Okay, I'm not going to say the whole entire name, okay? If I can't say your name, then I'll let you know. If it's hard to say, I'll only say one part of it. Good afternoon, Felix. Raymond. And Shannon. Hey, Shannon, girl. How are you guys doing? Oh, raining is like boring. We're just warm over here. Has it been getting any warmer up there, Shannon? What you been up to lately, Donna? I'm doing okay. Just struggling, like always. Nah, this month, April. We'll say April. I realize that I'm going to be $500 short in rent, and I'm trying to figure that out. I don't know what I'm going to do. Not because I overspent, not because we didn't have. I'll tell you what happened. Now, this is all. It's a mistake, but a mistake that we should have paid attention to. But okay. So we have this thing called MyPay. Okay, on our Chime. Chime is an online banking, if anybody knows about it or has it. Okay. The ground beef is almost done. It's Tostadas. We're making tostadas if y'all came on late. Okay? But anyways, my pay, you can take out a certain amount from my pay, and they'll give you up to a certain amount. They give my husband up to 500. Okay? When you take it out, they charge you a small fee. It used to be $2 per transaction, because sometimes you could take out 200 and then later another 100. Because it doesn't all come at once. Okay? So, but now they upped it to $5. So, but then when your payday comes, they take out however much you took from my pay plus the extra fee. Okay? Okay. So, I'm going to turn this way down, and I'm going to go ahead and strain the grease with the paper towel. But anyway, so we've been taking out from my pay. Now we took out of it one time, and well, I know it's for us. Now, I don't know about everybody, but I know it's us. When we take out of it, we don't really have it to pay back, if you know what I mean. We don't have an extra 500 on the paycheck. So what happens is when they take it out from what he makes, right? So now we're 500 short. And whatever else we're short, because sometimes we're short on bills anyways. But so what happens is my pay comes every time. Okay, so we have to do my pay again. When we get to 500, we take it out. It takes almost a week to get to 500. So the beginning of the month, we just leave that half for the rent. The rent for the next month. Like the beginning of March, we wait till my pay gets up to 500. Then we take it out and putting it in our savings to hold up for the rent. And then at the end of the month, we take it out of whatever's left from the paycheck after we pay back the first 500, and then wait for the next 500 to come and put that towards bills. Because, it's the end of the month and we've got to pay rent. So we take it out like that. Okay. Well, anyways, that's how that works. Okay? Well, anyways, this paycheck, which we got paid this past week, this week, okay? Today is payday, but my husband always gets paid late Wednesday night, okay? 2 days early, okay? So, all right. Now, while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and season with the seasonings I said, which is the garlic and onion and black pepper and sea salt. And that's garlic and onion powder. I'm just going to do it all in one instead of separate salt and pepper or, garlic powder. Okay, and that's the only season I'm really going to use. Y'all can use, but just a little bit, okay? Okay, so anyways, and usually, most of the time, I will see when I need to pay certain bills that it's going to come from my husband's check. From his bank account, and it's his or something. I'll go on his phone and take care of that before I send the money to myself to pay the rest of the bills. Okay? And usually I'll go on there and check on my pay, and I'll take it out when I'm ready and use it or put it in the savings if it's for the rent. Okay? That's what I'll normally do. Well, every once in a while, my husband, when he's at work, he'll text me and say, "Oh, I see it's at 500 already. Would you like me to take it out and just put it in the savings account?" And I'll say, "Yeah, go ahead." So he does it, no problem, no big deal. All done with. All right. So, anyways, after that, so this happened, and I'm 99.9% sure. I'll leave that 1% there. But I'm like pretty sure my husband asked the last 2 weeks, before we got paid this week, the last 2 weeks, it's at 500, you want me to take it out and put it in savings? So I said, okay. Now, when he got paid, we saw his paycheck. We saw what it was, and then I saw what was deposited into the account. And I was like, they didn't take out 500 for the MyPay to pay it back, which they normally do. I was like, because it was like it was 500 more, of course, right? So I was like, I was kind of confused, like, did they not take out? And then the MyPay showed the whole 500 was available right away. And usually it's only like 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever, and slowly, day by day, they don't give us the whole 500 at once. So I was confused, but I was like, I don't know, maybe they didn't take it out. So, I went later on after paying some bills, I went back to his bank account and I looked and I was trying to see, when we took out the MyPay and all this stuff. Well, from the last paycheck when they took out the MyPay to this paycheck, there was no MyPay show deposited from when we borrowed from it. Nothing. Nothing at all. So I was like, okay, why isn't there? It was kind of like, oh, that was just a little bit of water I put in there. Okay, so I was like, I was kind of confused. So, see, that's why spoons are put in the wrong place. So anyways, so, I went to look in his savings account because there should have been 500 in the savings account. So I went to look in the savings account, and all that was in the savings account was 100. I mean, was $1 something. Sorry, guys. $1 something. So I was like, okay. So then all of a sudden I'm freaking out and I yell, oh my God! Because now I'm really upset. And I'm like, you said you were going to take it out and put it in the savings account, you didn't. And now we're 500 short on the, and I didn't have it anymore because my son was like, why can't you just take it out of the money from his paycheck? Which, if I would have known, we would have had to done that. Which I have to do anyways. And normally, normally I have to at the end of the month, and then we'll use the MyPay for the rest of the bills. But so, sorry guys, tired. But I said I can't. I paid almost all the bills, so I was down to just $100 or $200 out of the. I'll be honest, it was around 16 something. Well, his check was like 18 something after taxes, but he has a negative that he can go 200, and yes, we use that too. But we use it again the next time to pay something, but but that's fine. But so anyway, yeah, I used almost 1,600 in bills, and still have one more that's 100 something, and two more that are only 18 a piece, which I ain't worried about those. But yeah, and when you think about it, when we took out, well, no, the 500 we have came from the MyPay of this time, but we took out. Oh yeah, I had my health insurance to pay, which is already late because I just paid my health insurance for March, and now I'm supposed to pay it again for April. I can't pay that two whole 88 next time. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to have to be paying it at the end of the month every time. But anyways. Anyways, you know, hold on. Okay, that's good. Anyway, something in there is strong. Anyway, I put a little extra water. Something in there is strong. Anyways, yeah, we had the car payment, car insurance. I put 100 in the savings, which I haven't been able to do in a long time. For emergency savings, you know. And then I had to take some, I call it copay money, which I put aside for the copays on medicines when we go to doctors. If I don't save it aside, I won't have it like then, you know. So yeah. And what else? Oh yeah, I paid, I had to pay, we're a little, you know, we're behind on our electric, so I gave them 100 towards our bill. A little more than what the bill was, so it'll go down. But, that, all right, I can turn this off. And what else? Let's see. Oh yeah, I had to pay a payment towards a loan we had. A loan that we got from our Chime Bank. It was like $600. So they're charging us $110 per month for 6 months. And we had no choice because we used that $600 as a down payment towards my hearing aids. Without that, I still wouldn't have my hearing aids. Because all I had was $150. So we used that. So yes, you do, when you go on my timeline, either timeline, if you're part of both my pages, you will see, still pinned to the top, you will see my GoFundMe account. Okay, and I need to get back to sharing it again so it'll get on my timeline. Because, yes, I got my hearing aids, but I'm going to see if people will still donate to see if it can help me pay off the $600 loan that I put towards the hearing aids. So it'll be like giving me the money for the hearing aids, but instead it's going to pay off the loan that I used to get the hearing aids, okay? And then I still have to pay, coming up this, in April, which I need to go see, what's the date it's due in April, I can't remember, I have to pay 60, they said 80, but when the final numbers and paperwork was done, it said 61. So I have to pay $61 a month for 4 years. 4 years. And if I doubled it every single month, that's like cutting it in half, so it would only be 2 years, but it'd still be 2 years. But if I had the extra money, yes, I would double or triple it, just to get it paid off, because I still owe 2,000 something. I know. How much is your gas where you are, Donna? Hi, Bethany. Oh, you're on, Bethany. Oh, you may have gone off already because it says only one person is watching. Let me know if you're still on, sis. Let me know. I did try disability one time. It was back in 2017 or 18. Okay? And I got denied. And yes, I was using a disability lawyer. I was. I got denied. The final denial, which means you're not getting it. Okay? Because they reapplied a couple of times for me, but then we had to go to, it's called like a disability court. It's not at the regular courthouse. It was somewhere else. It was just a building, you know. So I did that. And that was the final decision, and that was a no. Now, if I wanted to, I can start all over. Now, it's been, 5-6 years since then. But and I wish I had applied before I had done my x-rays and MRIs on my back before I had done my back surgery. I should have waited till I got those at least. But I didn't. I don't know if I was even sure if I was going to get that done. I don't know. But anyways, so, all right, let's get the tostadas started. Anyways, I'm trying to wait till I go to the pain doctor so I can have some kind of records from them. Go a couple of times because the first time is not going to do much. But, go several times, maybe until I get some kind of diagnosis so they can, when the disability lawyer goes to that doctor, they can get, something that'll help prove something. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And this doctor that I have now, I had him before, way back, but he left the office that he was working at, so, and I didn't know where he went, and I finally found him, and then for a couple of years, they wouldn't take the insurance I had. So then this year, I had a different insurance, last year I did. It was last year I started. And they did take that insurance, so I was able to get back in with him. So it's been about almost a year. All right, hold on, guys. I'm thinking of putting a can of corn and a can of black beans in there, too. But anyways, so sorry guys, I'm just getting them out. Okay, so let me plug this in so I can open these cans. So anyways, I have been trying since last year, the beginning of sometime around, we went and saw the doctor for our first appointment. I don't know, March, April, I don't even remember. Sometime. So, hold on. So, what happened was, the first time I went to see him, and he remembered who I was, and I told him about the doctor I had before that, the woman doctor, who took me off a couple of medicines that she shouldn't have, and she wasn't what she said about the pain doctor, and he was like, don't worry about it, I'll get you all situated, I'll get you back in, back on the way it should be, okay? So he did that, okay? And he did a referral for a pain doctor, but the pain doctor that he referred me to said after I called them and tried to get in with them, they were asking, when they heard about the back surgery, they wanted some records from the back surgery. Then they put me on hold, talked to somebody else, and said that they couldn't see me because of whatever stupid reason. I can't remember. So they said I should go see a what do you call it? An osteoarthritis. Oh, something with an A. Something neurologist. Like no. Something with an A. Some kind of arthritis doctor or something. So I went there, and it was only for that kind of thing, and he wanted to take so I got in with that one, wanted to take a whole bunch of x-rays, took a lot of x-rays. So I went and got that done, and come to find out, when they did that, they said that I had osteoarthritis, 2 different parts of my back, and gave me all these other reasons. Hold on, guys. Alright guys, sorry, I had to get this for the black beans because I want to rinse them too. Anyways, they said I had all this stuff and gave me reasons for why I'm in pain everywhere and tried to tell me, and this is what I was guessing. And then he said something about getting a referral to a regular pain management doctor. So I was like, okay. And the only reason he wasn't going to keep seeing me is because I didn't have any, according to the x-rays, it didn't show any autoimmune diseases or anything autoimmune. Like osteoarthritis, something like that. Yeah, osteoarthritis. A rheumatologist, that's what it was. A rheumatologist? Like no rheumatoid arthritis. Or something like that. Rheumatoid arthritis, yeah. I didn't have any rheumatoid arthritis. No autoimmune stuff. I mean, I can still have arthritis, but just not that kind. So, that wasn't the doctor for me. So I said, okay. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So, he was going to give me a referral, and I saw where he had written for the referral from an app I have that I can see stuff through him and my regular doctor. But I wasn't getting it, so when I went back to my doctor in I forgot, September? October? Maybe it was the December appointment. I don't remember. I talked to the doctor about it, and he what did he do? I can't even remember half the stuff that happened. But I know back in December when I saw him, you know, he wrote a referral again. And when he wrote the referral was for the same doctor that first wouldn't see me at the beginning. I was like, oh yeah, he did that 2 or 3 times. That was the problem. So I decided to call them again and see what comes up. So I called them and they didn't say anything. They asked about the back surgery, yes, because my husband sees the same well, not the same exact doctor. There's some for pain and there's some for other stuff, but it all has to do with pain and stuff. But yeah, my husband sees them for a problem he had with his elbow and wrist and stuff, but that was something different. But because we were going to see the same doctor, but my doctor wasn't available for 2 appointments on the time we had scheduled the first appointment, so we got him another appointment with another doctor, same day, same building, same office, you know. Okay. But So I called him back earlier this month or last month because he wrote the referral. I couldn't call him for an appointment in January because I lost my insurance. What happened was I was talking to the healthcare.gov about why I was supposed to be paying, why they wanted 400 instead of the 2 something I was told. So, you know, what happened was they changed me to the same insurance but a different level or something of it, something. And it was $288, which I'm barely paying, but I got to do what I got to do. But because I was paying $74 before, but $288, and they said that because it was like the day before or the 2 days before January, they had to cancel that, so I wasn't going to have insurance in January, but it would start in February. So when the doctor wrote the referral, it says patient doesn't have insurance until February or something. So when I went back in February, I think it was in February, I went for because I was having real bad headaches and they were constant and they were coming every day and just a lot of stuff for like a week or so. So I went to the doctors for that. I didn't have a regularly scheduled one until next month, but and I told him about I got my insurance back, but it didn't say who the referral was for, so he got that taken care of, and that's when I found out it was the same doctor he referred me to the first time and the second and the third time, I think it was. I don't know. So I was like, why? Just why? But anyway, so I called them, and yes, they didn't say they couldn't see me this time. They set me an appointment, but not till April 10th, and that was like a month. That was like, so I was like, okay, now I gotta wait another month. But what can I do? I've waited years, so. And they're talking about they can only deal with one thing at a time. So if I've got pain all over my body and my knees are going really bad, like when I bend down, like it hurts to squat down, like when I got to get to the bottom and look at the refrigerator, or I got to get to the bottom to look at one of my cabinet things down here, it really does hurt. And then when I go to get up, I'm like, 1, 2, and I get up fast because the pain. So, yeah. So my knees are going bad, so we're going to see how they're going to deal with each thing. Oh, and I just remembered. I totally forgot about it. I got to do it this week or next week. I've got to go get the x-rays that I got from the rheumatologist last June or July. I got to go get a copy of them. So that'll help them. Because the way they said the insurance worked, the last time I got, like back in 2018 when I got x-rays for my back, they said they have to do these x-rays, and then, I think it was after the x-rays they could do the MRI, and then they had to do some steroid shots or some kind of shots in my back, and then if that didn't work, which it didn't, then that's how we got to the surgery. So, yeah. Okay. But yes, I'm trying to get into this new pain doctor, get situated with them, you know, see them a few times so they can have a record on me, and then I'm going to apply for disability. Okay, so let's see. I can heat these tostadas for $3.25 and single layer on a cookie sheet, 6 to 7 minutes, or I could put them in the microwave, unwrap shells, arrange 4 shells at a time, microwave on high 45 seconds or until warm. So we're going to do it that way, okay? Oh, I forgot about cutting up my... And I gotta warm up these. So these, you tear it open, you stand it up in the microwave for 1 minute, and then you push it out into a bowl. Okay? So let's do this. You get, I'm gonna do this side. Okay? So let's get this out, cut these tomatoes. Let's open this. Put it in there for 1 minute and then I'll put it in the bowl. I'm not even sure if I need this anymore. Okay, let's do it in there for a minute. Alright, there we go. Let's open this. Get this tomato out. Okay, so let's cut this out. I try to get those regular tomatoes like a big one, so I don't have to cut several tomatoes. See? Big one. Because it's really only me and my husband. Once again, my son does not like tomatoes. And he'll eat tomato sauce. Like spaghetti sauce, that's made with tomato. But you know. Okay, let's see. Dog's back there fighting.
No.
Because I figured, like I tell you guys all the time, I pay my food with these 4 payment things. Because that's the only way I could afford it. I can't buy it straight out. Now, this time, on the 4 payments, I only spent $75. And so I was like, okay, is it going to come down to getting food or rent? Then I thought, well, if I do when doing the 4 payments, with the amount I was going to do this time, I said I will only have to pay $75. I said, so not spending $75 is not going to do much for the rent. So and the last time that I applied for disability, I just wanted to let you know this, Donna. The last time I applied for disability, and there was a point, we came up to a point where I saw how much I would be getting, like right there and then. Like if I were to get it now, this is how much I'd be getting. Like, you know how your money, I don't know how to say it, your money backs up. Like if it took 2 years to get it, and let's say you were getting $800 a month, 2 years times 800 a month, and then you get that much. That's how much you get at the first payment, and then you get your 800 every month. But out of that total, you have to pay a certain percentage, and I'm not sure what the percentage is, to the lawyer. That's why they're free to begin with. And if you don't get it, they don't get paid. So, But anyways, so, yeah, when I saw that, so I went and divided up how long it's been, how many months it's been, and divided it into the amount that it was, and it only came up to 500. Yes, 500 is better than 0, but that's all I was going to be getting. I guess because that's my work history. I don't know. I guess they base it on how much you worked in your life. I guess. I don't know. I've worked a little bit more since that time. I've had a couple of jobs since that time, so let me see. Let me see. Let me see. How many jobs have I had since the last time I applied? I've had, let me see. 1, 2. Yes, I've had 2 jobs. One was, I didn't work from 2018 to about 2020. Oh, I held 3 jobs. No, it was 3. No, actually it was 4. We'll go with 4. Yeah, because when I 2019, when I lived with my daughter for a few months, because me and my husband, it went down for a moment. But anyways, I was only gone for 4 months. But anyways, I got a job, and it was at a customer service center, because I never thought about going customer service, and maybe it'll help. Sitting down, instead of having to stand will help with my pain. So my daughter mentioned, I was like, yeah. So I got this job, and it was in November or early December of that year, and I ended up being let go after a while because I wasn't like, it was kind of like insurance, but I wasn't selling insurance. What it was people call, or it automatically ring to people or something, and we would, like, people who filled out forms online, and you call them or they call you or something. So you're supposed to, then you ask them, do they want to know more about insurance? I think it was life insurance or health insurance or something. So then, if they say no and they want to hang up, you got to try to talk them into wanting to. And we had to try to talk them into it. That's what they said. We couldn't say okay if they said no. I can't force anybody, but because I couldn't talk enough people into it, or I didn't get enough people transferred or something, they fired me. So that was that. I was upset about that. So then, I didn't have a job for the rest of that time, or January of 2020. And then, in February of 2020, I went back with my husband, and I found a job from going on, I was about to say Indeed. Yeah, it was Indeed. And they called me back quickly, I think. They gave me a call back, and I came in and I did all that, and I got the job. It was the company. Well, we worked for GoodRx. No, the company wasn't GoodRx, but we were customer service for GoodRx. GoodRx, the coupons for medicine. Yes, my company was called Atento, but they signed a contract with GoodRx for us to be the things. So then, like, after training, and within about a month after training was over, we ended up going to work from home anyways, because that was with the pandemic, COVID. So I worked at home for like a year plus. I think it was in May of 22. Was it May of 22? I think it was. That we went, I need another paper towel. That we went to, we ended up going back. No, not May of 22. I think it was May of 21, I mean, yeah. Because we had moved in February of 21. But, me and my husband had moved, but, closer to the job actually. But anyways, they wanted us to come back in the office and we weren't going to be doing Good RX anymore. They had signed a contract and we were going to go in for some training. There was a lot of us. They had the back room that wasn't fixed up, was all fixed up, had computers. We were going to do training on the computers, thank God, because I can't hear if you're talking in the classroom like I had to do the first time. I barely made it through that class, but I did. But anyways, for GameStop, the game store. So we were going to train for that. You know, we did that for a while. I heard that they lost the contract to that after I stopped working there, but I heard shortly after they lost the contract for that. I'm like, they lose the contract for everything, and I don't even understand. So, now I'm going to put this in a bowl, and then I'm going to heat up the tostadas, and then we're going to put one together, and that'll be it. Okay? So, this is the plate. I'm going to put it in the microwave for the tostadas. Let me get a bowl. Let me see. Just going to get one of these. Anyways, so yeah. Then after that, it was September of 22, because I stopped working at the other company in 22. It was a work from home job, and it wasn't for the company that I was working. Well, how do I explain it? I was under a certain company that found me this job under another company. So they were kind of like the company was called Maximus, but the company that I was working for was like one that finds you a job or something. I can't explain it. But anyways, they I was working from home. We had to go in the first week though. Yes, and I barely could hear them when they were talking in the classroom. It was just for a couple of days. Then we went on the computer to set the computer up, and they were showing us and telling us about the company. We weren't actually doing the job itself. All right, getting this refried beans out this bag into the, okay? And then we, the last day there, we packed up our computers in a box to take home. Okay, then we went to work from home. Well, we went through all the training. I made it through the training. I was doing good, no problem. But in this job, they have a thing where they want you to go look at this thing. It's kind of like a book, but online. And go through it and follow it step by step and do something like that. But I couldn't understand this thing, and I was having a hard time with it. And because my score was down, because they grade you on some of your calls, because these were calls for people calling in for here in San Antonio about food stamps and Medicaid and all that other stuff. Like, how do I apply? Can you help me? How is my status? Why did I get denied? And all that stuff. So it was a very thing with HIPAA too. We had to be careful. So they fired me from there because my score wasn't good. I tried the hardest I could on that job. I swear. I tried. But for some reason, it didn't end up. So that was, let me see, 10th of that job. I said 4, didn't I? I said 4 and I only talked about 2. Putting these tomatoes in this little container. I can't remember. Because there was one I did. Oh, there was one I did after Atento before I did the other work at home. It was right like couple blocks down the street from my Atento job with the GameStop and GoodRx. That one was, well, it was kind of temporary, kind of not. Like, first we were working on, we had to make calls out to different businesses in Canada. And then if something else was available, we'd be trained for that. But it was kind of weird. But I was in so much pain during that job that I ended up taking off too many days and they ended up firing me. So, but that's only 3 jobs. I can't remember a 4th. So, but oh, I was about to put that in the microwave. Forgetting, I just heated them. Okay. So. Alright. I'm getting this, guys. I don't want to break them. Some of them are a little cracked already. That's what I only think about Tostados or Tostados. They break easily. You know? Especially if you drop them or they drop them during shipping, and you know how it is. So, well, it says 4 with the edges touching. Okay? And it said about 45 seconds. Let's do this. Okay, as soon as this out, I'll heat the others up in a minute. I'll just do the can I get on my husband's insurance? Well, there was a problem with that. Everything is kind of confusing. My husband and I'll be honest, we are not legally married. Okay? We are not legally married. We call each other husband and wife. We want to get married. But, and I don't talk about this often, I don't even say this hardly. So saying this might make more people find out, but not many people come and watch this anyways. I'm still married to my ex, the kid's dad. My 3 kids, their dad. Yes. We were married in 2001 and we separated in 2008. And we had made a plan after a while. We said we can do with it whatever we want with our life. We can go on with our life. We can do whatever. We just can't get married legally because we're not divorced. So it's been since 2008 we've still been married because we couldn't afford the divorce. And I'm trying to get the divorce done now because we paid this company that does all the paperwork for you. They ask you questions and they give you the paperwork and you just go file it and do whatever. Okay. So that being said, we want to get married. If I can get this divorce done this year. Huh? Oh, I thought my son said something. I'm hoping it'll work this year. But most of his other jobs, well, all of his other jobs that my husband had before this one, they would just put me on the insurance. If I wanted to be put on, yes. Most of the time I was just put on his dental and vision plan because the regular insurance was too expensive if you added me, more than we could afford from the paycheck. That's why I'm on the healthcare.gov, because it's cheaper that way. But I don't know if it's cheaper that way now, being I'm paying $288 just for the health insurance. And then I have to pay 50 something for Cigna, which is for vision, dental, and my hearing. But, and they didn't even have to use my hearing insurance for these. So it was like, but anyway, so this job, we were having a hard time adding me. So we went to the HR, or we went to wherever we were supposed to go to get some help, and they wanted to see a marriage certificate. First time ever that we've been asked that. So we said, "Well, we don't have it on us," and we just left because we don't have a marriage certificate. But if I can get this divorce to work and get married before
Jazzy?
the
No.
October, November sign-up season, then I would see how much it was. I mean, if it's at about or less than the 288, then we. But I don't know, because here's the problem, Donna. Here's the problem. I know I really want to go on with my life because my fourth child that I have, he is the father of it. The one that doesn't live with us. But that's a big ass story for later on. But that I might tell on a live. There's a couple of stuff that I have to omit, like that I will not say to everybody. But yeah. But I'm trying to do it now, but I'm very confused as to the steps that I need to do. It kind of gave me a paper that showed the different steps, but it was also kind of confusing. And then I look on this one site for our area, and it says something a little different. So I'm just confused. I've already filed, and I filed it's a paper where you file when you can't afford the filing fee. And I'm guessing we've been approved for that. I didn't get anything to say if we were approved for that or not. I don't know. So, because I had filed for the divorce once before. It was back in 2019, before me and my husband separated. And we had to turn this paper into this office, and we had to wait 6 months for them to go over it. They said they had a lot of papers to go over. So time went by, and I realized it had been 6 months when I got back with my husband, and I'm like, okay, I better go check this out because I'm about to start a job, next week, and I'm going to be in training, and they don't want me to take off during training, blah, 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 blah. So I went there. It was a Friday, I think, Thursday or Friday, and I went there to that office, and the office was closed on that day. I was like, great, now I'm not going to be able to come back before I start work. And then I just never went back. And that ended up just not closing, kind of closing it. When I went back this time, I went to check to see if it was still open. It wasn't. So, but yeah, I just wish I had someone to help me because I'm very confused with these steps. I just don't know. I think there's some papers I gotta send him to sign, but I gotta send him, I've got to get working on them by Monday and get them sent. I gotta get them sent ASAP. Not so I can get this over and done with, well, that too, but because he has actually started doing much better than I was. At one point, he was homeless, and at one point he was struggling, with money. Now he's got more money, and he's got disability, and he's got more money coming in, and something to do with the VA, because he's an ex, military or something. I don't know, but he's got more money than doing better than I am. He ended up buying, he's got a nice car, but he ended up buying some kind of trailer to hook on his truck, and he's going to go traveling around and da-da-da-da. So he won't be able to get the papers if I don't send them to him. He's he lives in West Virginia, but staying in Pennsylvania in his trailer thing where he parked it or something. So he would be going back to his apartment on April 1st because there'll be some movers there to help him put some stuff in storage. So I want to get them papers there by April 1st or before. So when he goes back on April 1st, he can receive the papers, sign them, go get them, what do you say? Go get them. Some of them have to be notarized, so he can do all that, and he can send it back to me. Now, he can be anywhere to send it back to me. Just go to a post office. So that's what I'm need to do. And I will be honest, I'm a procrastinator and I need to stop. I have these papers. He gave me, the papers were discounted. They were $99 to do these papers. He sent me the $99 to pay for it. Okay? But that was last year. I think it was last year. I don't know. Well, I filed the papers. I think it was in, I don't know. It was months ago. It was sometime last year. Late last year. And so I've got to get this continued. Because it was supposed to be, I was only supposed to have to wait 60 days or 61 days. Then I can go on this Zoom thing or something where the judge can sign off on the divorce. So it should have been already done. But also I was having a hard time understanding it and I don't know what to do. So I'm at loss. And it's making my anxiety just crazy. So I'm sending these papers, letting them know what needs to be signed. So even if it doesn't, it's already done. And I can try to figure out where to go from there. So yes. So, yeah. Alrighty, so I've got 4 of them done with the refried beans on them. And I know I've been on here. Oh man, Shannon, that's crazy. So what happens when your hearing aids aren't working or if you don't have them in? Can you not hear at all? Just wondering, can you hear at all if you don't have them in or if they're not working? So yeah. All right. It's harder to work on these with 4 of them on the plate. So I'm going to move one, move this one, and this one. I was going to get another spoon to scoop it on because the big spoon, it's harder to dump it out there without the ground beef and everything falling off. So let's do this. Let's just scoop it with a spoon. See, it lays on there much better when I use just a regular spoon like that. Okay, so there we go with that. Hello, Latif Janie. I think I'm saying your name correct. Sorry I didn't say hello before. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, did I take the... Excuse me. My dog is all up in the way. So get out of my way. Okay. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese. It's not going to melt like I want to, unless you want to put it back in the microwave. Okay, that's done. I should have got the squeeze bottle of the sour cream, but I didn't. My knees and my legs are hurting like crazy today. Okay, I'll do the other two in a minute. Okay. Now I gotta get a third spoon for the sour cream. Stir it up, that excess liquid that gets in there. Okay, I'm gonna put the sour cream on first because that'll help the tomatoes stick to it. Okay, so let's get.
This was not the ending that I was hoping for.
We like a lot of sour cream in this family. Yes, we do.
See you on the range.
Okay. So now, I'm just going to use this. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I forgot to open the shredded lettuce. These things are really quick. You just cook the ground beef, drain it, season it, put your taco seasoning, add a can of beans or corn if you want. You don't have to. You can add one or the other. You don't have to add either. You can add both, whatever you want. 1 pound of ground beef, that is. More if you're going to make a lot of tostados, okay? More. But, okay, just a little bit of lettuce. Me, I'm going to get some guac when it's my turn to make this, mine, because I like guac. I was going to either do avocado or guac, but I chose avocado. Guac, because I didn't feel like cutting up the avocado and, you know, doing all that. All right. So let's put on some tomatoes. Babe? Hold on, guys. Babe? Do you want, how many do you want? How many tostados do you want? 2, 3, or 4? 2? To start out with? Okay, guys. I am going to go give this to my husband, then I will make one more real fast, and then I'll bite into it for you guys. Okay? Okay. I'll bring out a paper towel in just a second. All right, let me hurry up because my phone, not for Facebook, but YouTube, it's going dead. It's been, I forgot to charge it earlier today. Okay? So when I left, I get to, we had to go to Sam's. My phone's at like 10%. And I'm like, I need my phone charged by the time I get to the register because I had a gift card and it was online. It was on my phone. Then my husband found a way because there's this site called Prezi. That's when I buy the gift card from the 4 payments, it gets saved on Prezi. So we put Prezi on his phone. We found out there was an app. So we put my, password and stuff in and it came up on his phone just in case my phone died. Then we went to Sam's and we sat down and we ate something small. Like I had a hot dog, he had a slice of pizza and a drink. And there was a plug nearby, so I plugged my phone in, but that plug is so slow. that by the time we done eating, it was only at 13%. That was nothing. And it was 5% when I plugged it in. So, and actually it still had power when I went to the register. I am so surprised. But, let me see, what's next? Oh, the sour cream. That's right. So, yeah, then I came home and I forgot that I needed to plug my phone in right away. I totally forgot. So by the time it was time for you guys, my phone was going dead. So I plugged it in. It was at, well, I plugged it in for a little while I was getting things set up. But when I was ready to use it, it was only at 20%. So now it's at 10%. Yes, and I did forget to plug in my iPad this morning, like I always do on my days. So, yes, my iPad was pretty low too. So, but my iPad is straight up. And then once I put all the stuff in, I turn it to the side because I got to put the title for my live on Facebook and everything before I can turn it to the side. So then turning it to the side allows me to still plug it in and still put it on the little stand. So, yes. Alrighty, so I'm going to put some tomatoes. Try to. Oops. The lettuce and tomatoes stick into the. I'm trying to get it to stick to the sour cream because it wants to keep falling off. But I know everything's gonna fall apart the minute I bite into it. Okay. One more thing. And I'm going to be full after 2, and they're supposed to be 4 apiece, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat a 4th one. And this guac is from Walmart. It says mild, but whenever I buy it for like tacos or something I want to use it for, and I'm the only one. Sorry guys, my fingers weren't able to get that off. Okay. Excuse me. I use it for tortilla chips we have. I love tortilla chips and guac. So just put a mound up there. But it's still not as good as like the restaurants guacs. Okay. So that's it with that. All right, Alvin. Alrighty. So let's see. Oops.
What happened?
It's ready. If you want 2, or you can have up to 4. You can all
Get out of here. Go.
But it says you can put 4 on a plate side by side and heat them in the microwave for 45 seconds.
All right.
If you want all 4 at one time. Or you just want 2 at the beginning. Just put it in the microwave for 30 seconds.
For what?
Warm them up. You're just going to put, oh, you're going to put that on the bottom?
Yeah.
He put sour cream on the bottom. Okay. So, let me get a paper towel because it's going to come out a mess. Okay. Take one to my husband in a minute. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to take a bite of this, let you know how it tastes, and then I will be ending the live, okay? You still there, Shannon, or no? So can you, how much can you hear if you don't have your hearing aids in or if they're not working? That's why I use this. It's easier without it falling apart. That's why I use that. Okay, guys. Mmm. Really good. It's good. All right. And that's my son, if y'all don't know. Say hi.
Hi.
Y'all can't see him on YouTube because the way he's standing, but YouTube is where Shannon is, Alvin. Shannon's on YouTube. He said hi, Shannon. So I'm gonna end this live the way I end all lives.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on. Donna and Bethany, my sis, I'm sorry I missed you and you got off before I said hi. I appreciate you. I miss you so much, Bethany. Yeah. She's not my biological sis, but that's what we consider each other. And I appreciate everyone on YouTube. Shannon, Latif, Raymond Harris, Felix, and if you come, and I appreciate you. And I appreciate anybody who will come watch the replay. So if you're watching the replay, I appreciate you guys too. Just comment #replay. Let me know what you thought of this. And let me know how your day's going. All right? And I want y'all to stay positive. Do your thing. Keep working on your goals. If you have any, work on yourself. Be positive each and every day. Do something nice for yourself and somebody else every day. And know that I love each and every one of you. And I thank you for coming on my lives. And if you don't know why I put the Amazon wish list or the Cash App, you can always ask me and I'll explain it. But I usually explain it every once in a while. So most of you who come on every so often, regularly, or, you know, have been seeing me for a while know exactly why I have them there. So, and YouTube, I will try to go on if I remember later on and add the add the Cash App and the Amazon wish list. It doesn't let me add it. There might be somewhere to write a comment, but right now I can't find it because I've tried all the buttons on the side, like a microphone button, that's to mute the thing. There's a round arrow thing, that's just to turn the phone around, but you know. But let me show you guys real quick. There you go, that's what it looks like. Okay, and I will be and I'm gonna take a quick picture of this before I take another bite because I forgot to take a picture before I bit it. So here it is. Oh, sorry, my hands are always. Oh, this is the charger. Sorry. Oh, sorry guys. I went to take the charger off. And it rubbed against the top and knocked everything off of this one. So, yeah. But that's how they look. Alrighty. So, I want y'all to have a good rest of your evening, your afternoon, and a good night, and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And, you know, even if I get off, y'all can still comment below. What are y'all doing this weekend? What's everyone's plans for the weekend? Mine is not much. Unless I don't know if I told my husband, but I did tell my son, but he probably forgot. There's something going on at one of these malls. We have a bunch of malls, but this is a smaller mall. And it's having some thing going on to do with Freddy, the movie, #2 movie of Fast Five Freddy or something. with those scary little mechanical, you know. I seen one, but I never seen two. So we might check that out just to have something to do. Okay? So, have a good day, evening. I love you guys, each and every one of you. And I will talk to you guys later. I will definitely be here. I will definitely be here on Monday. And we will be having creamy Cajun garlic butter chicken bow tie with mozzarella. Creamy Cajun garlic butter chicken bow tie with mozzarella. Which I've made that once before, I think. So, Monday will be good. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!